Right, welcome, Bob Chapek to replace Bob Iger as Disney CEO. This all happened last night. A lot of people were reporting on this. I was waiting for a little bit more information to come out, to be honest. But there's not really much has sort of come out. But basically, Bob Iger is stepping down. A lot of people are saying that he's been fired or, you know, all these kind of things. I don't think that's the case, but we'll get into it a little bit further down the line. And the reason why I don't think that's the case is Bob Iger he has been winding down for a while. We do know this, like he has actually been winding down. But let's take a look at it, right? It's interesting. This is groundbreaking stuff. It's the biggest, most profitable studio out there, and there's a new person in charge. So it's definitely movie and pop culture industry relevant stuff, right? Bob Chapek, the former chairman of the Parks Experience and Products, will replace Bob Iger as CEO of Disney. Chapek has been with Disney since '93. Now Iger, this is the surprising thing, will immediately step down from his role as CEO and assume the role of executive chairman until his contract expires on December 31st. Now that's the surprising thing, which indicates that he may have been fired. Now this news comes after Disney significantly mishandled the Star Wars franchise that they purchased from George Lucas in 2012. And the latest installment of the franchise, The Rise of Skywalker, was labelled a box office disappointment after it failed to meet Disney's expectations. Now, again, he has been winding it down, but the fact that he's stepping down immediately and is basically on gardening leave. If you don't know what that is, it's you're getting paid, but you're told to stay away, don't do anything because we don't want you here. And that's essentially what's happened. He's stepping down immediately. Someone is replacing him, but he has a role of executive chairman until his contract expires. That is gardening leave, absolutely without a shadow of a doubt. So although he has been winding it down, yeah, it tells me, I think, personally, that he's been shuffled out. See you later, mate. Now, it also comes after Disney's first quarter earnings for fiscal 2020, which saw diluted earnings per share from continuing operations for the quarter decreased 37% to $1.17 from $1.86 in the prior year quarter. Not only were their earnings per share down, but Disney also reported their net income decreased from the previous year's first quarter despite higher revenues. In December 2019, net income was $2.1 billion. In December 2018, it was $2.7 billion. Now there's a lot of reasons for that. They just purchased Fox. Fox had some downplays there as well. It's dependent whether that comes under that. We don't know. It might do. So without doing the mathematics specifically and working it all out with reports and things, I'm not ready to say that that's a factor. Now, following the announcement, CNBC reports shares of Disney dropped by 2.5%, which is madness, but all right. And it continues, right? So in a press release announcing the change in leadership, Iger explained why he stepped down. With the successful launch of Disney's direct-to-consumer businesses and the integration of 21st Century Fox well underway, I believe this is the optimal time to transition to a new CEO. Interesting. So you finish one saga, so you kind of realise that you've done one thing, and you're like, you should probably step down now. Let someone else fix up this mess. He added, I have the utmost confidence in Bob and look forward to working closely with him over the next 22 months as he assumes his new role and delves deeper into Disney's multifaceted global businesses and operations, while I continue to focus on the company's creative endeavours. Okay. So it continues, right? Bob will be the 7th CEO in Disney's nearly 100-year history, and he has proven himself exceptionally qualified to lead the company, this is all PR spin, to its next century. Throughout his career, Bob has led with integrity and conviction, always respecting Disney's rich legacy while at the same time taking smart, innovative risks for the future. His success over the past 27 years reflects his visionary leadership and strong business growth and stellar results he has consistently achieved in his roles at Parks, Consumer Products, and the studio. Now, under Bob's leadership as CEO, our portfolio of great businesses and our amazing and talented people will continue to serve the company and its shareholders well for years to come. Interesting. Now it continues, right? So Chapek issued his own statement. So this is, again, it's all PR spin. I am incredibly honoured and humbled to assume the role of CEO of what I truly believe is the greatest company in the world. Many people disagree, but okay. And to lead our exceptionally talented and dedicated cast members and employees. He added that Bob Iger has built Disney into the most admired and successful media and entertainment company. Many people disagree with you there. And I've been lucky to enjoy a front row seat as a member of his leadership team. I share his commitment to creative excellence, technological innovation, and international expansion, and I will continue to embrace these same strategic pillars going forward. Everything we have achieved thus far serves as a solid foundation, blah blah blah. It's all PR crap. Now, Susan Arnold, the lead director of the Disney board, attempted to assuage fears that this was an unplanned transition. So they have everything ready and waiting, which is to be expected. It's the PR machine of Disney. But it's interesting. Now, she stated that the detailing of succession had been in the works for the past several years, which I agree, but it's the fact that he's been put on gardening leave that I think is the issue. It's come out of nowhere. Normally they'd say, right, he's stepping down in, I don't know, May, for instance. That's when he's going to step down. He's stepping down in May. And that's when, they do it in advance. He stepped down with immediate effect. Immediate effect. It's come out of nowhere. Come out of absolutely nowhere. Now, Arnold explained that the board has been actively engaged in succession planning for the past several years, and after consideration of internal and external candidates, we unanimously elected Bob Chapek as the next CEO of the Walt Disney Company. Mr. Chapek has shown outstanding leadership and a proven ability to deliver strong results across a wide array of businesses, and his tremendous understanding of the breadth and depth of the company and appreciation for the special connection between Disney and its consumers makes him the perfect choice as the next CEO. I think he's been booted. I definitely think he's been booted. She added, Mr. Chapek will also benefit from the guidance of one of the world's most esteemed and successful business leaders, Bob Iger. Over the past 15 plus years as CEO, Mr. Iger has transformed the Walt Disney Company, building on the company's history of great storytelling and the acquisition of Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilm, and 21st Century Fox, and increasing the company's market capitalization five-fold. Monopoly. It is bordering on monopoly now. Disney has reached unparalleled financial and creative heights thanks to Mr. Iger's strong leadership and clear strategic vision. We believe Mr. Chapek's leadership and commitment to this strategy will ensure that the company grows and blah, 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 blah. Now, we've got to go back to the fact that they are down a lot of money. It's been a tough year. They make a lot of money, but they've been also losing money on silly things. I can't get over it's this statement here. Iger will immediately step down from his role as CEO and assume the role of executive chairman until his contract expires December next year. That to me just reeks of gardening leave. Now you got to remember, right? This guy's the head of parks and all this kind of nonsense, right? Why? Like, Bob Chapek, fine. Who cares? I think the fact that Bob Iger is stepping down. It's funny that they're both called Bob. To be fair, but the fact that Bob Iger is stepping down with immediate effect, going on, I call that gardening leave. I firmly think it is. Love to know what you guys think. But that to me reeks of him being pushed out. Like I say, normally they'd be planned. The fact that it came out of nowhere and shares dropped indicates that's not what they wanted. They didn't want that to happen. A planned approach where people can sort of minimize their fears and things like that would have helped shares not drop. I think that's a no-brainer, quite frankly. They would have dropped a little bit, but not to the degree that they have. And they have been losing money. I mean, diluted earnings, all this kind of stuff. I've got no qualms about saying I think Bob Iger's been fired, basically. And it is literally disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. And yes, of course, there are positives in that as well. But they're getting disappointments over the things which should have been hugely positive and hugely successful. And it's when you're getting disappointments over those kind of things where the members of the board and shareholders would just look up and go, what the hell are you doing? If you can't make money from Star Wars, what can you make money with? Is everything else just a fluke? Is it you, Bob Iger, or is it Kevin Feige that's making Marvel a success? Oh, well, it's probably not you then. Do you see what I mean? And it's these kind of discussions which they would have obviously had, because yes, there has been financial profits, and yes, making some good money here and there, but that's on stuff which, they're making losses on stuff which should have been no-brainer, making a lot of dough for Disney. So I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. Let me know down below in the comment section. If you are new here, do hit subscribe. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Is this gardening leave? Is it? I think it is. So let me know down below. If you're new here, like I said, hit subscribe. Stay up to date on the world of pop culture movie news by hitting the bell notification icon. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a missed age. Take care.